Hey, OK Fixer here. Welcome to my garage. Picked these up the other day at Home Depot. Home Depot? Yeah, Home Depot. And they're 8 through 18. The 18 is missing, and I swapped it for a $15 19. And they have very fine teeth, very nice looking units. So I'll be happy to get into those. I have some ratcheting wrenches. Every time my wife would get them for me, I'd say I'd like a metric set, and she'd go down and buy me a standard set, you know. So I've got 3 standard sets, no metric, so I went down and bought them myself. The 19, however, when you buy this individually, it was 15 bucks. Has considerably more coarse of a gearing, but at 19, what do you want? You can turn in a big bolt there, so I don't think you're going to be in too tight of a space with that. Maybe you will, but I don't know. I tossed the 18 in my box and clicked the 19 in there because it's more usable for me. Then I wanted to show you these. And these I had to order. I went to Harbor Freight. They didn't have any. I went to Walmart. They didn't have any. I went to Pep Boys. They didn't have any. I went to a bunch of different places. They didn't have any. I quit going to places and I went online, and I found that Tractor Supply had them. Okay. And the reason why they're not available is because there is a recall on certain models made certain places. The welds are terrible, I guess, and they collapse. So I bought these. What did I pay for 4 of them? $68 for 4. So they weren't really very much. I'll have a look at these. Just because I was needing some. Mine are getting a little old. Getting a little bent up and stuff. Well, the welds don't look too bad on them. The metal's pretty stout. They say this is the 3-ton. God, I can't imagine. But they're only 1.5 tons. You have to use them in a pair. When you use them in a pair, it's 3 tons. So these are only 1.5 tons. But for what I want, I think they'll be fine. I think that'll be fine. So there you go. Red Dog, or Big Red, 3-ton if you use them in a pair. And they were 68 bucks for all 4. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. And then another thing I wanted to show you is this. And this is what this video is going to be about. This is about my compressor chooching on me, and or cheeching on me and not chooching. And so it let out a big bang, and I thought it was the big capacitor on the motor, but I ended up just wiring it up directly, and the motor runs. So it's the regulator, or actually it's the breaker, but you can't buy just the breaker. So I had to buy this whole pressure switch kit, which replaces mine, which is not available anymore, $72 on Amazon. So let's get the compressor out and we'll swap this out. Black is on top. Ground is obvious. those are the grounds. That holds it in place. Comes with 2 wire grippers, one for fat wire and a thin wire, and then one for 2 thinner wires. We're going to use the 2 thinner wires because that will work perfect for us. Have a look at how this is going to fit on there. This is our outlet and our safety, and then our gauge for our pressure. So, you know, it's not going to fit like this or like this. It's going to have to be like that. Okay, you can take your fittings off. I'll just leave that one on. Well, no, I'm going to take it off. And then use, even though they have that stuff on there, I still use tape. So let's screw this on. Let's have a look at this hose here first. Yeah, why not? There. You just push it in and it's in there. So this will be out of our way. We can just screw this on. Won't be in our way too much. Let's try and go one more. I'll have to get onto that with a pair of pliers or something. Just plugs in the back. There's a fitting that you screw on there and it's like a quick connector. Awesome. There's a flow on this, so make sure you have it the right way. Okay, till you have something like this. So you got the wires to the motor, and then you got your line wires, and you got them clamped in there. Okay, and it says motor, motor, line, line. So white and black on the line, and then white and black on the motor, and both your greens. Yeah. Now I don't think it's going to matter which one go there, but I'm going to do it like the book, however the book says, however the instructions say. It says, it says 2 and 4 are for the black. So if you look at it this way, 2 and 4 are 2 and 4 are going to be black. So I'll do it that way. And then the neutral's going to be on the other side over here. So our hots here, our neutrals here, and our greens go to ground. And they provided screws for the ground. Now all I'm doing is bearing my wires and giving them a twist. You can see where it says line, so that's where the line goes in. So both of the hots have to go under each other, both the neutrals have to go into each other. Since the screws turn clockwise, you want to put it at this end, and that way it pulls it, because if you put it in this end, it pushes it back out. So you want it to pull, if that makes sense to you. Okay, let's get the rest of those on. So I got it all hooked up, and no dice. And I traced my wires and looked on the side and stuff, and I decided to pull these cap covers off and look at them. And this one has a big dent in it. But it's weird because this thing ran when I powered the motor. When I just put power to the motor, it ran. Well, I'm going to buy another cap for that, so we're going to have to cut this one right now. And then, yeah, I'll be back. Okay. Okay, I went and got a new poppin' snapper, and this is slightly different than the other one, but I think it'll work just fine. There's no Nevermind on these wires, and they're both yellow, so I'm going to just hook them up to it. We're unplugged, so I'm just going to hook one up here. Probably be best idea if I didn't hook them on the same one. That would probably be a wise bet. So we're going to hook those up, and we'll give her a what for and see what happens. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, have that over on auto. I didn't do anything to the poppin' snapper. Watch the mouse trap. Okay, yeah, contact. Okay. That's what was wrong with it. So there's 3 more things I want to do to this compressor. Put it back into use. So that's what was wrong with it. the capacitor was broken, and it finally chooched. That was the big pop. You just didn't see it because it was under the cover. The cover had a big dent in it, so I beat the dent out of it, and we put that in. That was $8.50. So we'll close that up, and there's 3 other things I want to do. No, don't cut that plug off. Okay, I won't. I know it's a Frank plug, Brian, but it's a Frank plug with a ground. There we go. That's a little better. I know that you're not going to believe this, but if you let those 2 contacts run forward to this metal here in contact, probably, yeah, you'll have quite a mess. Anyways, I used a little urethane around this and did it kind of a little mechanical. You can also use some silicone if you don't have urethane. I just did that as a nod to Brian, because he knows that I fix everything with urethane. Because you can. Well, I've got nice new pretty gauges, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bag and I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to put it around the gauges and wrap it with some tape. It's going to look like crap, but when you're spraying or grinding and all that stuff like that, your gauges don't get fouled up and you can see them. And when you can't see them because the bags are all fouled up, well, you can change a little plastic. Do it however you want to. I'm not going to put tape on the top of those plastic lenses because when you pull it up, the stickum will stay on there, blah, 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 blah. That's the second thing I'm going to do. Like that. I know it looks like boiled dog balls, but hey, you know, it'll keep all the stuff off of it, and they'll last for a long time. And eventually you'll get tired of that, pull them off of there, but that'll be later on down the road. Also, I cut a little piece of steel and notched it, and then I cleaned up and primered the tank. You know, you guys can use whatever you want to, hard as nails. You guys can even weld it if you wanted to. But the reason why this was dancing around like this, and I think if I have a little support there, just a little bit, it'll quell the vibration, especially if it being rubber set, and it'll keep things from going anywhere. So I've got it precariously balanced, and in wild hillbilly fashion I have it propped up there. Watch a mousetrap. Okay, this concludes the insanity for the day. This is the Frank compressor, and I'm going to take my vice grips back, if I can get them off there, and relegate this to the backyard, or back garage I should say. It is a good compressor, but it doesn't have a switch on it, so, and I didn't even look into buying a 220 switch. So the motor has some little issues where it shoots sparks and stuff. It still works though, you know, but in a pinch I can use it. But get this out of here, it'll free up a lot more room. The smaller compressor in the back right there is all I need. I really don't have anything other than maybe I don't even think I'd use an air ratchet, maybe something to blow or air up tires or something like that, blow gun, something like that. So I don't really need a big compressor. Everything I have is electric. Alright, thanks for wrenching with me in the garage. Still don't have my connecting rods yet for my engine, and we're working on a month now. So yeah, I love people who are right there. Johnny on the spot. Yeah, that's nice. See you guys later.